Hello and welcome to Travel Beans. I'm Emma, behind the camera is Alex, and today we are continuing our van life journey through Hungary. After a couple of days wild camping in the north of Hungary, we made our way to Budapest. In this video, we sample some of the best things to do in Hungary's capital city, before heading further south, where we reflect on our time in the van so far.
The novelty is definitely worn off.
And make a decision about what's next. Today you join the Beans on our way to Budapest.
It is Emma's birthday tomorrow and she's always wanted to go to this city. We happen to be quite close.
Yeah.
This old fart is going to be 34 years old. There's 12 days difference in between when Emma's birthday and mine.
Yeah.
I'm her little toy boy for the next 12 days.
Yeah, brilliant.
So I have a 12-day window
to ridicule me and make fun of my age. This happens every year. For 12 days a year, I have to put up with this.
So feel free to join the comments and tell her how old she is.
Aww.
We found a place to park in sort of a gated car park, and we live in such a crazy world these days that I have to go on to an app to be able to access the car parking thing. So if everything goes right, I press this button, that door should open.
What world we live in, eh?
Now that we're here, Emma doesn't actually know that I have found a hotel nearby to stay for a couple of days. I'm going to go surprise her. She's been saying how much that she really wants a bath, so I made sure that was the main thing I looked for, so she can finally get her bath from the van. Now that we're here and ready for the night, I've actually got a surprise for you. We're going to a hotel for a couple of nights with a bath.
What?
Uh-huh.
Really? I can't remember last time I had like a proper surprise. I'm shocked. I'm really excited.
Pack your bags, love. We're getting out of the van. You couldn't stay in a van on your 34th birthday, the big 3-4.
I love our van. But also I'm really excited to stay in a hotel. That sounds so nice.
So you need to go and pack for a couple of days. We're leaving the bean machine.
Okay, let's go. I get to start the ripe old age of 34 not peeing in a bin.
Yeah.
What luxury.
Only the best for my love.
I'm ready. Open sesame.
You're like a shit Harry Potter.
You know, I'm feeling fancy when I've swapped out my hiking boots for my normal boots. I'm not going to say fancy boots.
Yeah, so fancy.
Still not fancy.
Still got your hiking trousers on though.
Still tatty. I'll get changed after my luxurious bath in the hotel. Don't know where I'm going.
You're supposed to keep walking for the video. I'll catch you up and tell you which way to go. That way. Emma?
Yeah?
We're here.
Oh, fancy. I feel like you can always tell a fancy hotel because they always have these bits that come out at the front to protect everyone from the rain.
The bed is wider than the van.
It's so comfy and squishy. Ow! I keep getting shocked. Shocking hotel in Budapest. I can see the thumbnail now. Oh, I probably need to put the thing in. There's no bath.
What?
There's no bath.
No.
There's actually no bath.
Are you actually kidding me?
No.
I am furious about how I've been missold. Well, I've panicked. I've gone and looked on here, and in no uncertain terms, this is how I'll go down there. In no uncertain terms, it says there is a bath and a shower provided by this room.
Maybe the sink is the bath.
This is the time to release the beans. Attack the Radisson Blue! No, I'll go and ask him.
Just politely.
You can have a bath, but they only have twin bedrooms with a bath. And he said, it depends what's more important to you, a king-size bed or a bath. And I said, absolutely a bath. And he looked very confused.
So we have to sleep in separate beds.
I knew you would prefer that.
Would I?
Definitely.
I do sleep next to you every night. I don't actually get a bath.
You don't get a bath in the van.
Yeah, that's true. Sit.
They put the beds together for us.
That's so cute.
It looks exactly the same size. I can't imagine there's a bath.
Exactly the same. There's a bath!
There you go.
She's got a bath. She's gonna have one on its birthday. She's gonna have a bath. Before we head out to explore Budapest, we need to back up all of our footage and clear our SD cards, which leads very nicely on to today's sponsor, Wondershare Recover It. Wondershare Recover It is a data recovery software for any files, photos, video or audio clips that have been lost from a number of devices, such as SD cards, external hard drives or laptops, and it's available on both Mac and PC. The last time we used their software, Alex actually deleted and formatted an SD card, and not only did it recover the deleted files, it recovered deleted files from like 5 SD cards ago.
I was more than mind blown.
This software basically just gives us the ultimate peace of mind, because if anyone has had to deal with losing files and data before, it is an absolute nightmare, especially when you're filming for YouTube. Their free version allows you to recover up to 100 megabytes for free, so if you would like to try it, we will leave a link in the description down below.
Start it up.
We're walking right now to the central market to go and get some food and check it out. And I have to show you something that is the craziest thing. Come look over here. So I've been seeing this billboard all around Hungary while we've been driving, and Emma and I keep pointing out how funny it is. And it looked like 2 comedians with like a mini-me and Dr. Evil. It turns out that this is a political propaganda sign created by the government. The government, the tax money has gone to this sign, and that is the opposition. And they're laughing at him, saying he's like a puppet from like an older opposition. Mental. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Absolutely mental. We were certain that it was a TV show.
Yeah, how could that not be a TV show or like a comedy act? It's not. This is official government poster.
Budapest is divided by the Danube River, separating the hilly district of Buda and the flatter district of Pest. The Danube is the second longest river in Europe, and the same one we were camping next to just a few days earlier. It's so beautiful and grand, and just, I guess it helps that they've got this massive river running through it. It just makes it feel so big, like the biggest cute city that I've been in for a very, very long time. It almost reminds me of Istanbul with all of the
I was thinking that,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely, really. How has it taken so long for us to come here? Just down the street from the Liberty Bridge is the Central Market Hall, the largest market hall in Budapest, with 3 floors of stands. This is really cool actually, isn't it? It's like, I don't think I've been inside a place that has so many different stalls going on. It's like a proper marketplace, and the building is awesome. Unfortunately, I think we've arrived here a little bit too late because a lot of the stuff seems to be closed.
I got distracted by the trams on the sunset.
Yeah, just a little bit, but I think that was worth it. There are a few stalls still open, but I can only imagine what this is like when it's hustling and bustling. The next stop on our mini tour of Budapest was a place recommended by you guys on Instagram. A once abandoned building transformed into a collection of quirky bars. We've just arrived at the Ruin Bars, and this is the coolest bar that I've been to, well, collection of bars that I've been to in a really long time. It's basically an old ruin that they've turned into a number of different bars, and all these little tiny hidden places that you can just go and hide away, have a drink, go to another bar.
And they're also cool. Did you see the
really
computer
cool.
screens bar?
No.
Oh, there's so many different ones.
What started out as a small experiment, offering affordable drinks in an abandoned building, has now turned into one of the most well-known bars in Budapest. After exploring the various bars and having a drink, we headed back to the hotel for an early night, ready to start the celebrations the following day. Budapest is famous for its thermal baths, so we decided to spend the day relaxing at one of the most well-known spas in the city.
I think champagne and super warm water is a recipe for a nap. If you ask me, I'm 34 and I'm already cashing in on the naps.
Yeah, well, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you want to go back to bed.
I'm ready for it. Oh, this is cool though. I thought it was going to smell really eggy, you know, like proper like sulphury smell, but it doesn't at all. It's just like having a massive bath with a bunch of strangers
in the middle of a city
whilst wearing a swimming costume. Oh yeah, it actually looks as if the weather is about to change. If you look over there, it's like proper dark, rain clouds.
Like 2 seconds ago, it was really nice.
Oh,
we're gonna get to experience what it's like to be here in a storm. It's now hailing. It's like so nice under the water, but painful above.
Chunks of hail in your hair.
You can see over there that there is indoor ones, but everyone's been rushing in there. So we thought we'd be the clever ones by staying and trying to wait it out.
While sitting in a bath of hail.
The next day, it was time to say goodbye to our hotel and our bath and head back to the van.
Well, the van's still there at least. Welcome home.
Ah, home sweet home. It's like, you know when you go on vacation and it feels really great to be on vacation, you don't want to leave, but when you get home, you still have that lovely, like, oh, I'm home feeling. It feels like that.
Yeah, I don't feel like that when I get back to work from a holiday, but being home is pretty great.
Yeah, being
in your own bed.
Oh, I love it. We have driven a couple of hours south of Budapest and we found ourselves a lovely park up here next to a little lake, and I've seen a couple of signs for some public footpaths, so I think Alex and I are just going to head off, go for a little walk and get some very much needed fresh air.
I don't know why it feels colder here than it did in Austria.
Do you know what I think it is actually? I think it's that Austria wasn't windy.
Oh yeah, it's very windy here.
It is quite windy here, and that, like, it doesn't feel too cold until the wind picks up and then it really gets you. We did plan to stay in Budapest for a couple of more days as there's lots to see and do there.
You guys had given us so many good recommendations on Instagram,
yeah,
and there was a load more things that we wanted to go and see.
But we were just pooped.
I don't know why, but cities these days just wear us down so much more than they used to, and we just find ourselves gravitating back towards the nature spots. It might not always be completely apparent from these videos, but Emma and I are actually not the most outgoing people, especially as the older we get.
Considering we film ourselves and put it on the internet.
Yeah, with such high energy, which we do have, which is about 80% of our life, but there's also another part where we're the complete opposite of that.
We just want to sit in the nature spots and just relax and
Recover.
not speak to anyone and not be worrying about traffic or people everywhere.
So currently we're in that 20% phase.
Yeah.
So we've got our camera energy,
yeah,
but internally we're a lot more tired,
yeah,
than we usually are.
Oh, definitely. And it just, I think as well, like, as much as we have absolutely loved van life in the winter, like, the cold does also get quite tiring.
Compared to being in Austria, I think we're finding it hard to adjust, yeah, from the difference. We had so many activities that we could do while in Austria.
Keeps you distracted from the cold weather, right?
But now, as you can see, everything is pretty dead around us.
Yeah.
and relatively uninspiring in a filmmaking way.
Yeah, and I think also like one of the things that we really love about travel is the variety, and there's only so much of the cold winter in Europe
Yeah.
that can inspire you before you just feel like, actually I just want to do something completely different.
So this walk that we're going on right now is to clear our heads, to just chat and try and figure out what we want to do and where we want to go.
This is a little clearing. Imagine what that's like in springtime. Probably full of life.
I think that looks a little bit like in Lord of the Rings when Frodo, we watched Lord of the Rings a lot recently, so it's very fresh in my mind for a reference point, but Frodo falls into the marshland.
He does. Oh, that's a scary bit actually, isn't it? I didn't like that. I was actually thinking it's a bit more like the swampland in Star Wars, but...
This is pretty much our only two reference points for movies of Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
This is what we do. We travel around the world comparing places to movies and seeing which is the most similar. I feel like I've seen viral videos of people eating these and then it like exploding in their face.
Put it in your mouth and see.
No! I will break it open. Oh wow, look, it's all fluffy inside.
What are they called?
I don't know.
We are starting to feel like this might be the end of the line for this trip.
It definitely feels that way, doesn't it? I feel like we keep having all these chats, don't we, and coming to absolutely no conclusion whatsoever aside from the fact that something doesn't feel right, and that maybe we need to change that and listen to our guts and just do something different.
I think the plan now is that we're going to start heading back to the UK for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
One, the winter is kind of getting to us a little bit now, and it's less fun than it was at the start. The novelty is definitely worn off.
Yeah, we're feeling relatively uninspired in that sense.
Also, because of Brexit, we have to take into account the days we can spend in Schengen zones.
Yes.
And
it's so complicated, you guys. There is, if anyone's confused like we are, there is a calculator online. Type in Schengen zone days calculator and you'll find it.
one of the main reasons we got the van was because we want to do a big trip to Scandinavia, and we want to save those days for when the weather would be nicer out there. We decided not to tackle it in this weather at the moment because I think it could be a bit much.
We did think about it, but we decided not to. We've seen enough snow for one season.
The other reason that we are going to go back is that we live in a time where we need to have boosters for our vaccines.
Yeah.
And if we want to keep traveling, that is something that we need to do here in Europe and abroad. The plan is to sleep on this, but this is our current way of thinking after trying to clear our heads, and it is definitely pointing towards that the beans are going to start making their way back to the UK with a few stops along the way. So it's not the end completely of this Europe Van Life series.
It's the furthest point we're going to get to. We're going to start turning around and making our way back now.
Have you slept on it? I'm not sure if you can hear this, because the weather's warming up. The sound of the ice is echoing across the lake. It's really interesting. How much nicer is it today?
So nice. It's so nice not having that horrible cold wind.
Yeah, it's amazing how bad weather can affect your mood.
Oh, massively so. I feel like I've woken up in such a better mood today. And just a bit of sunshine and a lack of wind. It doesn't feel anywhere near as cold without the wind. After sleeping on it, I think we have both decided that it is the end of the road for us, isn't it, on this trip so far?
Yeah, it's one of those things that's kind of bittersweet, especially because you know if you stay at a party too long and you're like, oh, I could have left a little bit earlier and it would have been the absolute peak. That's kind of how it feels like for me, at least.
Yeah, we don't want to be the last one standing at the party.
We will be taking a couple of weeks to get back to the UK, so if you would like to continue on with us on our van life journey through Europe, make sure to hit subscribe.
Do you want me to take this off you? I know
Yes,
you don't
please.
like holding the camera for too long.
You just don't like me moving it around and wobbling it around, do you?
It's quite annoying.
Yeah. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give us a big fat like.
And leave in the comments, where do you recommend that we go between Hungary and the UK, as we will be doing this for a couple more weeks. If you're interested in Wondershare Recover It, check the link in the description. And nothing left to say. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time, and beans out! Oh, it was a different hand.